Good afternoon, welcome back to the 120th. Today is a very exciting episode of the 120th because we have a Hasselblad on the desk. It's not my Hasselblad, sadly, very sadly. I have borrowed it for the day just to take it for a spin. I have used this one before actually. They are nice cameras. It's very difficult to get around the fact that they're really nice cameras. It's one of those things, it's like Leicas, you know, I desperately want to hate them. But they're good. They're good. There's no way around it. So this is a Hasselblad 500cm. It's the model number here. This is one of the earlier ones. This one was brought out in 1957. There's masses of history and information on Hasselblads that you can get into online. So very similar setup to the Bronica. I'll give you a look at the Bronica side by side. Here it is. So you can see the Bronica is slightly fatter, slightly. Actually, let's do it. Should we do a weight comparison? I would have said the Bronica is slightly heavier, but let's find out. The Hasselblad 500cm with the 60mm f3.5 lens weighs in at £3.15. And the Bronica S2A with the 75mm f2.8 lens, the standard lens, weighs in at £4.2. So there we go. And that technically is a shorter lens with less glass on it. So whilst the Hasselblad is no midget, it's not quite as big and heavy as the Bronica. So very similar concept though, modular system, lens is removable of course, finder is removable, film back is removable and swappable, kind of hot swappable, so you can have a loaded film in one film back, shoot a few frames on that, swap it out for another film back and keep going. Dark slide across there prevents the film that is in the film back from being exposed when you take it off. I have two lenses to play with the Hasselblad. We have the 60mm 3.5 and, if I can get it out, a longer lens. We have what should be, so this is a Hasselblad, this is also Carl Zeiss Sonar 150mm f4. So what we're doing today, I'm going to meet up with my good friend Tom, and he has asked me to do some headshots just for his portfolio. I haven't done any for him for a little while, so I'm going to go and do some new headshots for him. We'll do some film stuff as we go as well. I'll take some Fuji Pro 400, start with a roll of FP4 because that's what we do, you know. Okay, so I've moved the take-up spool to the top, pop it in there like this. Spin so it fits, and we're going to pull the paper all the way around, keeping pressure on here. We're going to stuff the tongue into there, and then there we go, nice and tight, and then the insert goes back into the back, turn, click, and we're locked. And then as with the Bronica, you then load up the film back. Right, we're good to go. Let's stuff it in the bag and let's go find Tom. Let's start taking some photos. Right then, we are here with my good friend Tom. There we are.
Again.
Again, that's all right. Friend of the channel, mate.
Yeah,
Friend of the channel. I've just been doing some headshots for Tom on digital, and he's kindly agreed to let me take some photos with the Hasselblad. So I'm going to use literally what light we have. I've got one constant light. I've been using some flash guns, but the wind picked up and we just dropped one, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Smashed it to bits.
Yeah. It wasn't so much flash as it was smash.
Yeah, smash.
Yeah.
He's here all week.
Hey.
So I'll use constant light, and probably I'll start to use some of these actually. So we're on the 150, which I believe is I have to double check, but I think it's a 3.5. No, it's a 4, I think. 150 f4. We got 53.6. So we're looking for 4 at 40. Okay, we're in a good place. Let's get that dark slide out. And let's get your chin down a tiny bit, please. Nice. Okay, hold still. I'm just going to swap lenses. As most of you will know by now, I'm a big fan of using wide lenses for portraits, so I quickly swap out the 150 for the 60mm f3.5. Oh, there. Lovely. Give me a grr.
Grr.
Nice.
Oh, I actually went grr as well.
Alright, pick up one of the dogs. Let's have a dog on your...
No, they're covered in mud.
Let's have a dog on your lap.
Oh.
That's nice. Right, hold that there, please. Hold that there. Here comes the focus. 3, 2, 1. Which one is it? Sprout.
Mm-hmm.
Sprout. Lovely. Let's grab another roll of film. Let's go colour, shall we? It is, well, it's now pretty dark outside actually, but that's all right. Don't worry. We have a light. You know, what more do you need? And I have just swapped over to Fuji Pro 400H. So we've got 400 ISO film. Very dirty lens. So let's go. Let's dive back in and try and get that that lovely shot with the dogs. Let's see if we can try again with that one.
Good boys.
Ah, now we're talking. All right, try and keep still for me. Lovely. Let's get another one. Ah, you gotta love the doggies. Hold it. Oh. I'm actually a bit disappointed about that. Very happy with the photos, but there was a not insignificant part of me that wanted the Hasselblad to be disappointing. They are ridiculously expensive. They are massively hyped, and I was kind of hoping that the hype wasn't all that, but it is. They're great. Are they £2,000 great? Not my £2,000, sadly. I haven't got £2,000. So if I had £2,000, would it be £2,000 worth of camera? Probably. I mean, they're pretty good. Prices right now, though, are bonkers. They're pretty insane. I was looking just before I started this. In the UK right now, we're looking at, for a 500 cm with the standard 80mm Carl Zeiss lens, you're looking at between £1,600 and there were some models out there for £2,500. For a more modern version, so that the more recent models along the same design, 503 CW, definitely looking at £2,500. Potentially, there was quite a few out there actually at £3,500, £4,000. That's £4,000 for a camera. Don't get me wrong, they are beautifully well engineered. I love the photos. Some of them were a bit underexposed. You know, I didn't do the best job. I was in a bit of a hurry, but bearing in mind I was in a hurry and I was rushing it, I really came back with some pretty good stuff. Those lenses are just gorgeous. Definitely preferred the 60mm. But then if you look at the prices, the Carl Zeiss Distagun 60mm f3.5 between £600 and £800. Whereas the Carl Zeiss Sonar 150 f4 are somewhere more around the 250 mark. So obviously the 60mm is considered a better lens. I don't have the Hasselblad here to show you. It's gone back to the guy who owns it. I just borrowed it, as I said. No plans currently to own a Hasselblad. I'm not saving up my pennies for one. I'm a big one for rooting for the underdog. So I kind of feel like, and I had to think a bit carefully about why I don't want a Hasselblad and why I don't want a Leica. I think they've got enough fans already. I am more interested in finding those hidden gems, the ones that the kind of unloved diamonds in the rough. I'm sure there is some psychology to be had there. Psychologists would have a field day. But that's why I like the S2A, because it is a diamond in the rough. In fact, it's a rough diamond, shall we say. But it can create some great images if you're prepared to put in the work and put in the hours. So that's Hasselblads.
Not a very in-depth review, not my usual forensic analysis of cameras. But long story short, they're good. There's a reason why they've got that reputation. And that's kind of the end of it, really. And if you have tons of cash floating around that you really can't think of anything else to do with, then go get one and you will not be disappointed. Great cameras. Lots of stuff coming up on the channel. I found out the other day that a company in the Netherlands have picked up the mantle of Polaroid and are now making 600 series Polaroid pack film again. So I've got myself a few boxes of that. I have a Polaroid 635 CL. So we're going to go out and have an 80s extravaganza one day soon. So that should be fun. I've got a few 35mm cameras that I've recently restored, so I will be bringing those out, talking about them and taking some photos with them. I've got some really interesting stuff coming up with the S2A. I've not had the S2A out for a little while, so that's coming out again. And then large format, which I've not shot for a little while, so that will also be coming out again. Loads of stuff coming up, hopefully soon. Definitely at some point. So hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of the spectacular fun that is in our near future. Big thanks to Tom for letting me take photos and stick them on the channel again. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate it. And I will see you all next time. Thanks for joining me. See you again.